Hello everyone, my name is Delja Hancock and I'm here to discuss types of groups and teams. My overview objective is to identify the different types of groups and teams that help managers and organizations achieve their goals. I'll be covering top management teams, research and development teams, command groups, task force, and self-managed work team. To achieve their goals of high performance, responsiveness to customer innovation, and employees' motivation, managers can form various types of groups and teams. Formal groups are those managers establish to achieve organizational goals. The formal work groups are cross-functional teams composed of members from different departments, such as at Hallmark Cards, and cross-cultural teams composed of members from different cultures and countries, such as the teams at global car makers. As you'll see, some of the groups discussed in this section also can be considered to be cross-functional or cross-cultural. Sometimes organizational members, managers, and non-management form groups because they feel that groups will help them achieve their own goals to meet their own needs. Groups formed in this way are informal groups. An example of four nurses who work in a hospital and have lunch together twice a week constitutes an informal group. The top management team. A central concern of CEO and president of a company is to form a top management to help the organization achieve its mission and goals. Top management teams are responsible for developing the strategies that result in an organization's competitive advantage. Must have between 5 and 7 members in this group. In forming their top management teams, CEO are well advised to stress diversity in expertise skills, knowledge, and experience. Thus, many top management teams are also cross-functional teams. They are composed of members from different departments such as finance, marketing, production, and engineering. Diversity helps ensure that the top management teams will have all the background and resources it needs to have good decisions making that results when group members strive and agree, for agreement at the expense of an accurate assessment of the situation. In research and development, managers in pharmaceuticals, computers, electronics imaging, and other high-tech industries often create research and development teams to develop new products. Managers select R&D team members on the basis of their expertise and experience in certain areas. Sometimes R&D teams are cross-functional teams with members from departments such as engineering, marketing, and production, in addition to members from the research and development department. Command groups, subordinates who report to the same supervisor, compose of common groups. When top managers design an organizational structure and establish reporting relationships and chains of command, they are essentially creating command groups. Command groups, often called departments or units, perform a significant amount of the work in many organizations. In order to have command groups that help an organization gain a competitive advantage, managers not only need to motivate group members to perform at the high level, but also need to be effective leaders. Managers from task force to accomplish specific goals or solve problems on a certain time period. Task force are sometimes called ad hoc committees. For example, Michael Ryder, owner of a top manager of a chain of 6 gyms and fitness centers, should institute a separate fee schedule for customers who want to use the center only for aerobic classes. The task force was given 3 months to prepare a report summarizing the pros and cons of the proposed change in fee schedule. After the task group completed its report and researched the conclusions that the change in the fee structure probably would reduce revenue rather than increase them, and thus should not be implemented, it was disbanded. As in Ryder's case, task force can be a valuable tool for busy managers who do not have the time to personally explore an important issue in depth. Self-managed work teams are group teams of employees who supervise their own activities and monitor the quality of the goods and services they provide. Managers can take a number of steps to ensure that self-managed work teams are effective and help an organization achieve its goals. There are a few different ways that they can do that. Give teams enough responsibility and autonomy to be true self-managed. Refrain from telling team members what to do in resolving problems for them, even if you, as a manager, would know what to do or should be done. Make sure a team works in significant complex, so it is entailed a number of different steps or procedures that must be performed and result in some kind of finished end product. Carefully select members of self-management work teams. Team members should have the diversity and the skills needed to complete the team's work, have the ability to work with others, and want to be a part of the team. As a manager, realize that your role, vice versa self-managed work, teams call for guidance, coaching, and supporting, not supervising. You are a resource for the teams to turn to when needed. Analyze what type of training team members need and provide it. Working in a self-managed work team often requires the employee or employees have more intensive technical and interpersonal skills. Like all work groups, self-managed work teams can sometimes run into trouble. Members can be reluctant to discipline, and another by withholding bonuses from members who are not performing up to par, or by firing members. An example, a manager who oversaw a management self-team work team in AES Corporation's Houston's plant found that although the self-managed team were highly effective, they had difficulty firing team members who were performing poorly. So it's very important to recognize your position and things that you need to do. My name is Delja Hancock, and this concludes my review of the types and groups of teams. Thank you and have a good night.